Good morning, Brighton. You stretching? You talking? Can you say hi to YouTube? It's the morning after the last video you watched. We knocked this field out late last night. Nathan is servicing the combines. Getting those ready to go for today, and then I'm going to haul a load in. We've got 3 loaded semis sitting in the field here that we filled up last night, so got a lot of hauling to do. I think Mom's going to come haul the other one. We'll get the day started. All right, we are here at Cargill. Just got the sample taken. I'm going to pull ahead onto the scale and I'll get my full weight. All right, after weighing in, I'm going to pull around here to dump pit 2, where they instructed me to go. A little bit of a line here this morning. We got 3 trucks at pit 1, and then there's 2 in front of me for pit 2. So we alternate who drives the trucks in. Sometimes it's Mom. In fact, it's a lot of times Mom who drives the trucks in. But the 3 brothers will kind of rotate and haul a truck every once in a while. And then sometimes in the past we've had hired help. We'll hire somebody to drive a truck. That's been friends of ours. That's been neighbors. That's even been we've had a couple people from in town or from other places that have come in. But we usually never hire more than one person to help with harvest. It's pretty much just us. This year we had some help from a neighbor. He helped us for a while for 2-3 days of harvest. Other than that, we haven't had any other help this fall. We probably should have lined some help up, but it is what it is. We've stayed ahead of schedule, I'd say, pretty well. We've only had 1 rain day so far during harvest, and so we're probably ahead of schedule. I mean, it's October 20th, I think, today, and we finished full season beans last night. That was our last full season bean field, and so today we're trying to decide whether to go to double crop beans, since the combine's already set for beans, or if we should go to Milo, because we're pretty sure the Milo's ripe. We're not sure if the double crop beans are ripe yet. So that's the dilemma we're facing. But like I said, we're not feeling behind at all. And so a lot of times when we hire somebody to help us out, it's if we're feeling behind or undermanned. Speaking of the rest of our family, that truck right there is either Kendall or Dad. I'm not sure which one of them brought it in, but that's our truck right there. All right, they are dumping the truck. We are under the pit, or over the pit, under the building. All right, we are unloaded from that dump pit. That grain will get taken way up to the top up here and then dropped into one of these massive concrete bins here that store the grain. These elevators we haul to, like Cargill, they will market this grain and sell it, and the grain will travel via railroad. You can see there's a railroad all around this elevator, and so they can unload these huge concrete storage bins into rail cars, and the train will take it directly to a shipping port or wherever else it needs to go to be sold. And a lot of our grain here in Kansas is most likely exported to other countries. All right, we're gonna pull on the scale to weigh out. So we had our full weight when we got here, and then our empty weight and we'll take our full weight minus our empty weight for our amount of pounds that we hauled in for this load. Trip to the elevator completed. Back to the field. All right, so almost back to the field. The nice thing about having a field right by the interstate is that there's really no turns to the elevator. That's the field right up there to the left, and we just got on the interstate, drove all the way to the elevator, and then got on the interstate and drove all the way back. That makes it pretty convenient. All right, so we are going to do double crop beans next, and that starts with the other half of this field we just finished, which, as you may remember from wheat harvest, is on the other side of the interstate. The only way to access this field is by going under the interstate bridge, and Dad's taken out some trees so we've got a little more room here, which is nice. Here, let me get the window rolled down so we can see a little better. It's a very tight squeeze. It's actually lowered right there. Then he's at a little bit of an angle, so that he doesn't have to put all of his tip tops down, just the left side. All right, he made it under. All right, here we go, round 2 with the second combine. All right, here we go. It's weird to think that there are cars and semis about 8 feet on top of me. Woo! Whoa! That is not very much clearance. Are you hitting? You're good. Oh. It's loud under here with that combine engine going. Some nice scenery otherwise. If you guys remember from when we were irrigating, our river screen pump is just around the bend there, and that's what was watering that center pivot field that we just finished. So during the fall, we always start off with sweatshirts on in the morning. It was in the upper 40s when I got started, and it just crossed to 60 degrees here at 11:30 a.m. So I'm gonna take off my sweatshirt because it's getting hot. All right, gonna get the header trailer hooked up here. Kendall's already started over there. All right, we got the header on. Now we're going to put those hoses, attach those to there, and then there's a PTO we got to put on, and then there's a pin underneath we're gonna have to put on too. All right, so this is hooked up, and that pin is in. We're good to go. All right, they brought me some lunch. Backdrop of the trees. I think it was a bunny. Run, bunny, run! You want to drive for a round?
Yeah, I'll drive. You eat.
Today's lunch was made by, who made this?
Kaylin made the goulash and muffins, and Riley made the pumpkin chocolate chip cookie, which is really good.
Check it out. So, how come we never see you in the vlogs, Nathan?
Because I'm always thinking about too many other things.
You're busy.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I'm doing a lot of the phone calls and organization
and fixing,
and the maintenance and the fixing. And my brain is not good at multitasking, like filming a video while I'm thinking about all those things. So every now and then I if I have just one thing to do all day, I'll try to make a vlog. But those are kind of the boring vlogs where you just do one thing all day, you know. So I guess I should just wear like a camera and just have it recording all day.
There you go.
And just see what it turns into in the end. Yeah.
Wow, my bed's dirty.
It happens.
Asking Nathan why he doesn't film very many vlogs is like asking me how come I'm never working on fixing anything. Well, because Nathan fixes things for me, and I film for Nathan. It's a perfect thing. We got a good thing going.
Okay, we are on to double crop beans. We're on the field that we have that's right underneath the interstate. So it was full season on one side of the interstate, and it's double crop on this side. So we just decided to hop over and knock out the first double crop bean field. The thing about double crop beans is they don't spend much energy adding height to them. There's Greg over there. They pretty much just fill the whole small short stem with pods, and then I mean, they're decent. I'm eating my apple at the same time, but anyway, they don't have to yield very high to make it worth growing because you have to spray the field anyways. It gives us a chance to harvest something off the crop, off the field again, instead of just having expenses that have to be accumulated and account for against the revenue of the next crop. All right, we have all but finished with this field. I'm gonna leave that little spot over there for Greg to finish up. I'll dump and head to the next field. And he's gotta do his header trailer. You can see that over there, but I'm just heading straight there. It's less than 2-3 miles away. Here you can see them up close. They look a lot better, really up close to them, than they do from a combine cab. Like, look how many beans are on that little small area. Okay, so I stopped after I ran into the trees to put my flaps for my vent extensions back down. And there you can see right across the interstate.
Alright, done with this field. On to the next. Back under the interstate. Alright, so we just barely fit under there. You can actually see the top of my auger hit a little bit and it bent it just a tad, but that didn't hurt nothing. It'll be alright. So yeah, the truth is there was not major damage on the combine by crossing the interstate. There was just a little tiny dent. And I apologize for the clickbait thumbnail and title to make you think that there was. But that is the nature of the game of YouTube these days. If you haven't noticed, most YouTubers kind of dramatize their title and thumbnail to get people to click on it. It's not something that I want to do, but sometimes I feel like it's something that I have to do. So forgive me for that, and hopefully you enjoy the content of our videos, no matter how dumb the title may be.
All right, so I just dumped 19,000 in the back of the Tempty, so it still has a little ways. Needs to be filled up. Still not a lot of color in those trees, even though it's middle of October. Be a really pretty sight right there if there was some orange and yellows mixed in there. Greg went to the bean field and is combining with Nathan, and I came back, did chores, and came out to the drill. Only problem was the drill was empty of fertilizer, so I've got to fill it up before I can drill any. But drilling is an easy thing to do after dark once you're on the AB line. All right, so backed up to there. It's the same logistics as doing it in the daylight. I mean, we got lights. They're pointed right at our working area. So I ran this for hours and hours in June and July, seeding double crop beans and the millet and all the kind of cover crops that we put in. But it did take me a little bit to get back familiar with all the controls and just, I mean, everything feels normal now, but just going through looking over the monitor and clicking through the cameras, I just had to kind of familiarize myself real quick. Also, didn't help that I ran into the pond on the second pass of the field. I didn't actually run into it, but I did have to steer around it. So if I had just sat back and relied on the GPS my first time across the field in the dark, it would have been bad.